Hi guys, and welcome to Hybrid Wargaming's Let's Talk Mordheim. Here we're going to talk about minis, rules, warbands for our favorite game. And if it's not your favorite game, well, then you're just wrong. It should be. So, before we get started, I just wanted to say that I'm not coming at you without some experience to back that up. I've been playing miniature wargames since 1989, and I have been playing Mordheim since it came out in 1999. So, with those little bits out of the way, let's take a look at the top 5 narrative warbands in Mordheim from Mordheim 1A and 1B, and with honorable mentions to the Chaos Dwarfs lists that you will find in 1C. So my criteria for the top 5 warbands, narratively speaking, is how well do they fit the setting? Do they fit into Mordheim's grimdark and sometimes wacky rules and weird stuff that can happen? How easy are they to use for a new player? Can you just pick them up, make a warband and start playing? And lastly, even though this is the least important part, how do they stack up against other warbands when you play in a campaign? So, at number 5, we will have Orcs and Goblins. Doesn't matter if they're 1A, 1B, or 1C, even though we're not tackling that, they just fit the setting. It just fits. Orcs narrative, when it comes to Warhammer, are a wave of chaos, mayhem, and Looney Tunes. Just what Mordheim craves. They love beating stuff up, they love shiny things, and they just love making chaos everywhere they go. In Mordheim, they have a few more rules than your average humans. One to keep an eye on is animosity, which makes for a lot of potential fun situations when you at least of all need them. Now, the Orcs are tough, the Goblins are pretty much your average, maybe on the weak side, but both are a perfect fit for Mordheim and a good warband to start with if you don't mind paying attention to a few extra rules. And at number 4, you will find the Cult of the Possessed. It wouldn't be complete without a Chaos warband from the original rulebook. The Cult. Chaos minions with mutations and henchmen willing to fight for all things Chaos. One of the original warbands, as I said, for the Mordheim core game. They're humans, but have access to a wider range of models such as Beastmen, Possessed, and Mutants. Now the warband with the mutations that you have to buy for some of your heroes are quite rules heavy and will have a lot of small rules and knickknacks that you will need to keep track of. But if you like the stench of chaos and human sacrifice, it's absolutely a warband for you despite the extra rules that you need to keep track of. And it's a nice way to make mincemeat of your friends in Mordheim because they are quite good. Word of caution though, they are expensive, so the warband can be quite small and elite, and you will need to be careful when you start out. At number 3, you will find the Witch Hunters. Now these guys, they are Mordheim made human form. Here to hunt the heretic, the wicked, and the witch, dishing out the justice of the Empire in a place of lawlessness and full of the criminals they're actually hunting. These guys fit the grim dark setting very well. I mean, with their Van Helsing style heroes, warrior priests to guide them and hold them on the righteous path, and henchmen that are completely batshit. All in all, they're a bit stronger, at least that's my opinion, than your regular human warbands, but they have a few more limitations compared to the variants that you will find amongst the mercenary humans. But if you're looking for a very well-themed warband that also rocks miniatures that fit the setting really well, these boys are definitely for you. At number 2, we find the Humans. Your average mercenary warband made up of humans from everywhere around the Empire and the world. Now in general, we are talking about the Avalanders, Middenheimers, Marienburgers, Ostlanders, and Reitlanders. Human mercenaries and throwaway scum that found a payday or refuge in Mordheim, far away from the laws of the Empire, well, for the most part at least, unless the witch hunters come looking for them. The different versions of these mercenary warbands all come with small different bonuses that can cater somewhat to specific style of play or aesthetics. But they also come with the limitations of being human. That means that they won't get an insane amount of stats or have loads of rules that you need to keep track of, which makes them very good warbands to start out with and learning how to play Mordheim. And at number 1, I mean, it couldn't really be anyone else. You have the furballs, the cheese eaters, the rats. They are the Skaven. In this particular case, we are looking at the warband from 1A on Mordheim, the original warband for the core game. I mean, they have it all. The lore that fits, they love the wordstone. Mordheim is their city. They love the loot, they love to kill, and they make a good sound when they fail jump tests and falter to death, and have funny squeaking noises when they talk if you decide to immerse yourself in the RP of it. Now you can take Skaven pretty much in every direction they want, because they're not bad at anything, but they won't be super good at anything either. I mean, their leader is one of the best leaders you will find in the 1 section, and they have decent access to a lot of weapons and gear, so you can equip them pretty much as you want to. Now, like human mercenaries, they are a little bit limited to a lowish stat line, although that shouldn't be the important part if you're looking at this for finding a warband to learn how to play. The only thing that you really need to keep track of in a Skaven warband is their lowish leadership, because as with Skaven in general, they run away unless they have good numbers. So be careful when playing these guys, and don't get too many of them killed, because they will absolutely run away on you. So, that was the top 5, at least in my opinion, narrative warbands for Mordheim. Now, take everything with a grain of salt, because you will have different opinions, there are different missions, different setting, there are house rules, there's a lot of things that needs to be taken into consideration when you pick your warband. But I would say that if you are new to the game and you just want to learn the rules, these 5 warbands will pretty much show you everything that you need to be shown. I mean, all of them can do the basic stuff, but if you pick any of the warbands that have a little bit additional rules, then you learn how to keep track of that. You will see some of the wacky stuff that can happen with animosity, for instance, which is always fun when you really don't want it to happen. Other than that, I mean, just have fun. Yes, you're the top warband, aren't you? Yes, it's a nice little rat. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back with something else.